We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Jordan. I guess we have some pictures here for Jordan, too. This might be our last question. Jordan just bought a new house, is going to make a room in the attic in his home theater. I'm sorry, make a room in the attic, his home theater. His house is a half double. So it's a single? I'm not really sure what that means. So,
well, I think it's like, it's
two
I think
stories.
It's a duplex and he's in one half of it.
He's
That's
in
what it
two
sounds like.
stories,
he's in one half
and
of a duplex.
Yeah, okay. So he wants to soundproof the room before moving anything in. How should he do this? The walls where the TV will go has a closet behind it, which won't be used. So that can be totally filled up with soundproofing materials. It's a good idea. Probably immaterial. What's really...
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go to soundproofing.com, I guess. Is it?
Yes, you do.
And just start reading, like, all of the things that you will have to read. If you really want to soundproof it so your neighbors can't hear you at all, I don't really actually see it happening. But if you want to really minimize it to the max, you're going to have to strip, because he's got, is that wood paneling on that wall? It is.
It looks like wood paneling.
You're going to strip.
I mean, it's an attic, so
you're going to strip all that stuff off, and you're going to have to.
You're going to get down to the studs.
Down to the studs. You're going to have to build, hat channels and all that stuff that Rob's going to tell you about in a second.
Well,
you're going to have to do a lot of stuff. You're going to have to do a lot of stuff not to convey sound through the structure of the building. It's going to be awfully hard to do that. And even then, you're going to have to go into all your little outlets and fill them all up with foam and everything. It's going to be a deal, dude. But it can be done.
Yeah, soundproofing is a very different thing from sound absorption or
sound
room
deadening
treatment.
Yeah,
what you were talking about with filling up a closet with insulation or something, I mean, by the fact that it's insulation, there's a little bit of the deadening of the sound, but that's really more about stopping echoes inside of your room as opposed to preventing sound from getting out of your room into your neighbor. So really, yeah, I mean, soundproofing.com, you go there, read all their articles, that will tell you what you need to do. But in a nutshell, you need to go down to the studs. If you don't already have insulation in the bays of all your studs, you'll want to put insulation in there because you want to stop any sort of ringing of sound that actually gets into the bays. And then it's all about mass and damping, which means ideally what you would have is 2 layers of something, whether that's drywall or plywood or wood paneling, but 2 layers of something with a constrained layer that never fully solidifies in between. In this case, it would be green glue that you can buy from soundproofing.com.
Is it green glue or green goo? I always think it's
glue.
Green goo.
Glue.
It's glue?
It's green glue.
Glue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, green glue. So, but that is how you soundproof. What that does is it gives you extra mass, which helps prevent sound transmission. It also gives you this squishy layer in between the 2 layers of mass that basically acts as a big shock absorber. That's what it's doing. Sound is vibration. So if you can have a shock absorber in there, that does a very nice job. Decoupling the walls from the studs or having staggered studs is an additional step that you can take. They call it like 4 levels of soundproofing, which is the insulation, decoupling via having the drywall actually separate from the studs in some way, then mass, and then constrained layer. But in a space like this, that might be asking a bit much to either create double studs or staggered studs, or separate the drywall from the studs altogether. The 2 layers of drywall with green glue in between would really be what you would want to do to soundproof. And in this setup where you already have this wood paneling, I wouldn't feel super confident about just putting green glue on that and a layer directly over it, because we don't know what's behind there.
Yeah.
I'd want to take that down, see what's behind the walls. If you need to run any wires with conduit, there's your time to do it.
That's right.
But that's how you soundproof a room. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of expense, but it doesn't have to take up a tremendous amount of space. If you do it that way with just the 2 layers of drywall, it doesn't have to drastically reduce the size.
And if you have
a-hole
neighbors, dude, they're still going to complain. They're still going to find a way to hear it. It's not going to be completely soundproof. I mean, you are...
Yeah, because on top of that, you need to get rid of every flanking channel, which is anywhere the air could possibly move, like if there's some place that a tiny little bug could get through your wall, well, the air is going to move through there, and you call that a flanking channel. It just bypassed everything you just did. It's, air can move, so you got to put putty around all of your electrical outlets, fill up. You want this room, if you would want to be able to fill this room with water and not have a single leak. That would be ideal.
Good luck with that. Okay.
Yeah.
The room is not large, so he's decided to forego his bookshelf speakers in favor of on-walls. So any suggestion for good on-walls that won't break the bank? Yeah, we already broke the bank with the soundproofing. So
yeah, we did.
So on walls. I'm pretty sure I know what Rob's gonna say, and he's probably pretty sure what I'm gonna say. I like, if you're going for small and unobtrusive, I like the SuperZeros. The
NHT, right?
SuperZeros. They have they're about 100. I think they're 120 a pop now. Though you could probably find them on
125 each, I think.
Yeah, I think you probably find them on sale here and there for $100, but you'll have to maybe wait around for that. But that's a good product in my mind.
Oh yeah, and for this size of room that he's got, they'd be super fine.
Yeah, do we say how small the room was? He didn't say. Doesn't say.
Not quite, but you can see from the photos if you're looking at them. This definitely is not a large room.
You can also go with any satellite speaker from any company and get a wall mount for it.
Pretty much.
EMP Tech would be a good option here.
Yeah.
That I would have no problems recommending them. I'm trying to think of who else just kind of pops in my head as a good. There's a spider web up there. I just saw it now. It's going to bother me for the rest of the thing.
Okay.
Go on. What you got?
Yeah, I would point you to Ascend Acoustics. They're HTM-200SEs. Similar idea to the NHT SuperZeros. A sealed, about 6-inch from front to back, and you can mount those on a wall with any speaker mount. So they're not what you might traditionally think of as an on-wall speaker, but they certainly work that way and can work very well. I'll also point you over to Accessories for Less. Focal has their Bird and Superbird on-wall speakers. Those Superbirds are really nice. Now they're $250 each, so that might start getting too expensive, but it's still like, I don't know, what breaks the bank is different for different people. So if you want something that's about as flush as you can get to the wall while sounding really good, I really do like those Superbirds, but they're certainly the most expensive out of any of the ones we just mentioned. But yeah, I think those are all good options.
Yep. Plus anything that says satellite is probably going to be good for you as well. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.